The data, that data you are going to import into the system. And then we are going to import the personal information. This personal information is like basic information, guys. His address details or his dependent details, those kind of details you are going to import into the system. And in addition to this, you can import any other data that is provided here, guys. Their global information or global assignments, everything, their pay component, everything you can, job relationship, everything you can import using these options, guys. And there is another flexibility. You don't need to import these 6 files one by one and wait. Say if you import the basic import, right? Say if you are importing it for like a 10,000 employees, it is going to take almost close to an hour to process all the records and create their user accounts in the SuccessFactors system, guys. So whenever your data is keep on growing, the amount of time it is going to take to process the data is going to be increasing, and you have to say if you are importing one by one, you have to wait till the first file is going to be completed, and you have to load the second file, and you have to follow the sequence one by one, and you lose lot of time, and you have to keep on monitor the system, right? So to overcome that, in B1402 release, which is in the month of February 2014, they came up with a new concept called as composite import, guys. So this composite import is nothing but it's simple, guys. You are going to prepare the same data, same files, 6 different files, but yes, club them into the zip file and upload that zip file into the system, guys. You can see here, this is the composite import option. Composite data upload. Basically, you are uploading that from a system perspective. You are importing that into the system. You see, this is the option. You can club all those files into zip folder, into a zip file, and import that zip file into the system, guys. Okay, that is how you are going to import the data into the SuccessFactors, guys. Once you import this basic data and all these 6 different files, then it is up to you to go and use any other order you are interested, guys. And one more thing you see the difference. You see here, there is an option called as a full purge, which you don't see in your talent management system. You see here, there is an option called as full purge. So what it does is, whenever you are trying to upload the data into the system, it tries to delete the existing data, guys. It tries to delete the existing data and it loads the fresh data into the system. So make sure whether what is your requirement, whether you want to purge the existing data and load the new data, complete brand new data, or do an incremental load. This is what it is pretty important, guys. Whether you are doing an incremental load or you are doing a full purge and loading the data completely into the system. So you need to be a little bit careful here while you are loading the different files into the system, guys. And after that, it is a basically simple file, guys. You have to go ahead and select the file that you are prepared and click on import, guys. That's it.
Raghu, just want to clarify. The full purge is it clean up the existing data and load the fresh data from Excel. That's the full purge option.
Yes.
The incremental is if you are loading, you already have 1,000 employees, you want to add another 1,000.
Yeah.
Then you select the incremental load.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
Okay.
Raghu, what happens like if we already have a talent management suite, right? So over there, we already imported an employee profile. And you have gone through the cycle of performance management, compensation, and some other modules. You have that data with you. Now we are moving to Employee Central.
Yep.
Right. So the user ID, what's been imported
earlier.
Earlier, we don't want to use the same thing. The user ID, the unique ID, not the logon ID, the unique user ID. We don't want to use a different user ID over here. Can that possible, and how this is related to the existing performance management or compensation or other modules?
Good question, guys. See, whenever you are implementing an Employee Central module over the talent management system, your UDF file is going to be remain in the same fashion, guys. You cannot alter their user IDs, or you will not be able to change those things, guys. That is the reason you can see the basic import is similar to your UDF file. So that data is already available in your system. Say if today you have your compensation, performance, and goals, and tomorrow you are activating the Employee Central module. Yes, you have the employee data, very basic details. Whatever there in the UDF file, those are the details that you have with respect to the employees. Over that, you are building all other information, their personal details or their job information and their global information, their dependent details, their biographical information, everything you are going to import over that one, guys.
Raghu, one more question.
If you use a
yeah.
So final one, sorry. So if you use can you scroll down to the bottom? What were the two options where it gets deleted?
This one, this
Purge,
full
right?
purge,
Yeah,
and
so full
incremental.
purge. So the full purge is only relevant to those specific objects, not to the basic employee profile. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you see here, basic doesn't have that option.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. I got your question. Really good question, guys. Yeah. Someone else is asking some question, guys. Please go ahead.
One more question, Raghu. Yeah, Raghu, it's Madan.
Yeah, Madan.
Yes, suppose the while uploading, there are 100 records, and out of it only 90 records got uploaded. Is it full upload or it will partially upload if there are any records?
Yeah. Let me tell you. Yeah, you haven't seen the talent management system, right? How it works is, say you loaded the system with 100 employee records, right? And what it does is basically it is going to submit a background job. Let me prepare the simple file, guys. I'll show you how it looks like. And to outline the process, right? Once you upload the process, right, it will submit a background job in the system. And this job is going to be processed in the background, and we don't see the results and all those things. Yes, you will be able to see the result. I'll show you where you will be able to see the result. The monitor job is the option to see the results. And once the processing is done, how you will be notified is you will be receiving an email notification from the system, Madan, and it will get it have the details of like how many records has been processed, how many records has been failed, and that is how you will be able to know that. But the 90 whatever it has been processed, right? Yes, it is going to be processed, and those records will be available in the system. The next 10 which got failed, right? Yes, those things you have to reprocess them.
We have to reprocess the incremental load then. Yeah,
you can do an incremental load, or you can just load it. By default, it is going to be incremental load, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me show you the basic import option, and then we'll move on to the other objects, your foundation object data import and your generic objects data import. How you'll do that? What is the admin option to that? And we'll try to import a couple of instances into the system, and we'll see that, right, practically how it looks like. You see here, this is your basic import. Let me get the basic import template here. And this is the basic import template, guys. Let me go ahead and open it in a, it's basically everything is going to be in a CSV file format, guys. So you have to open it in a spreadsheet, then you will be able to see all these different columns clearly, very clearly you'll be able to see all those things. Let's say I want to create, let me get the data from another file, guys. I don't want to waste time by populating all these details here. Okay. What I'm going to do is like, let's say, so this is what I'm going to see. Active is the status of the employee. Yes, the user ID and the first name and the middle name, nickname, last name, all those things are optional, guys. I'm just populating the relevant information. After that, you can see the title, what is the title of the employee, gender, the email address, who is the manager, HR manager, the department, job code, all those things. Forget about all those things. We are interested in importing the data into the system. Prepare this file. Let me save this particular file, guys. I'm just saving it on my desktop, guys, in a CSV file format. You see, I have only one employee record, guys. All these things are existing in the system. I'm not going to import them again. I don't want to waste the time also. Let me go here, but you can see, yeah. Select the basic import option. How I am going to come here is like, if you go to your administration tools, go to update user information, click on employee data, import employee data, guys. Sorry, import employee data. And this is the basic import that we are trying to do, and come all the way down. Forget about all those things, guys. Come all the way down, and this is the file that you are trying to import, and click on import, guys. You see here, you are able to see the data import into the system. And the place where you will be able to monitor that is, if you go to your monitor jobs, you can see here the basic user import has been triggered and it is in progress. And you can download the results from here itself, guys. So monitor jobs is the option to monitor the progress of the jobs, guys. Anyhow, you will be notified. Let's say when you are loading a very big file, right? Say with the thousands and thousands of employees, yes, it is going to take considerable amount of time, guys. Don't expect the results very soon. It will take a lot of time and you will be notified through an email, guys. Whoever loaded into the system, right? Yes, those are the people who will be notified with the email. So let me check this, and it's only one record, guys. It should, no, not this one, guys. Monitor job. You can see it is completed, guys. So let me search for that employee, guys. We have imported the Srikanth record, right? Let me search for that particular user record, guys. So where you will be able to find that is, where you can search the people is like, you can see here, we already seen that, guys. You can see here. Guys. Yeah, you can see this is the employee, guys. We imported Srikanth K is the username that we gave, guys. You can see this is his profile. We didn't import anything, guys. That is the reason you don't see much information here, but we just imported that, and he's under the manager. SF admin is the manager, guys. So that is how you are going to import data into, or basically that is how you have to prepare your file, and you have the import options available, and you have to import the data into the system. The background job is going to be triggered and it will process the data, guys. And this is with respect to the employee data, guys. Whatever we have seen so far is specific to your employee data. And at the same time, when you are migrating your legacy system to your SuccessFactors system, you have to import your companies, you have to import your business unit, divisions, departments, locations, and whatnot, your positions, everything you have to import, right? So these things, your location, your company, legal entity, your business unit, all these things belongs to your foundation objects, and your position, and in fact any other custom object belongs to your generic objects, right? So where you will be able to import the data, how you are going to import? Let me start with the foundation objects, guys. Basically the things come from your corporate data model, right? They are called as your foundation objects, or as the data you are loading into the foundation objects, they are called, that is called the foundation data. Okay, where you will be able to find an option to import the foundation data into the system is, if you go back to your administration tools, if you go here, you see here under the administration tools, you go to your employee files, there should be, you can see, guys, import foundation data, and you will be able to see all these foundation objects here, guys. You can see here, these are your foundation objects. If you remember, guys, the legal entity, we changed that name to wheel, remember, guys, and your business unit, your department, your location. These are the things that we have worked already. The GeoZone, your division, spoke, that's the one we changed. Workflow, your contributor, CC role, dynamic role, cost center, all those things you will be able to import that into the system. And again, you have an option to full purge or incremental load things, guys. Say, let me go ahead and import one entity into the system. Tasnim. We can also add any foundation object. Tasnim, if you remember or not, we will not be able to add foundation objects. We will be able to add only generic custom objects. All the custom objects should go into your generic objects, guys, which comes along with your metadata framework, guys. I'll show you that how by creating a custom object, but these are the pretty standard ones. SuccessFactors is going to provide you the foundation objects which comes from your corporate data model, guys, and you can customize that, the fields, the definition of these objects, the properties of the object, you can customize that, but it's not a altogether new object here. All your custom objects goes with your generic objects, guys. So I have to create a new company, and let me go ahead and import the template first thing, guys. I should know the template. So even when you are migrating the data,